There's an idea that we do not see the way based on theorem. The theorem was made up by an Italian scientist who believed that we don't see a way because they do. And he said that when he went to town in a city he doesn't usually go to, almost all of them saw the way and they were all like the same type of people. He said if they see the way, then we do not, because in our town, the guy that sees the way went there to see it because more people saw the way there. This has been the way it was since a long time. He says people travel to where it was more, and then there are places that have no people anymore, even if it's higher population, simply because he could not see who saw the way there. The reason he thinks like this is because they were who they weren't. He says everyone cannot be the person who sees the way. That's meaning you should probably know at least one or two people that do see the way. If you know these people, they can help you with anything in your life to improve your quality of your life. We do not know any of these people. This seems to be the case nonstop. What it appears to be is that none of us go to see the way any longer. I don't know why none of us see the way. It appears that we have been killed or our notoriety has gotten to the better of us. We don't know why anyone that goes to see the way is not from it. The man who saw the way, when he sees the way, it was in a 1960s boardroom, and they said, this isn't exactly the type of stuff I see on my science record. He says, well, I thought it was of some legibility because everyone sees that as having a lot to do with the way science works. He goes, okay, well, I'll allow it. Just finish your theorem so we can move on to the next protocol student. And he goes, okay, I will. He's like, that's fine. He says, do you? And the guy's like, no, I never go to see the way. That's why I'm listening to you. How this works is that everyone that has money saw, and so they don't have to go as much anymore. People that do not have money do not ever get to go because they do not know the way. They have no way to see. No one shows it to them, and then it is kept a great secrecy. The idea is that there is no way for us to see any way we see at any point in time, because no matter what, we are not who they were, and they are simply who we aren't. They say that we cannot be they because we have been seen as a way we see. Our idea is that most of the Italian Americans do not ever see the way because they were known to see the way over in Rovik. And they don't ever go to Rovik anymore because they don't see it. And the idea is that here they go to place and they must go to Enron because that is the only way to see it. Most of the people I have seen before way say that if you go there, you have to see a way and you must be a part of a group. He says, yes, but these groups do not really exist in any rational form, and there's no way to join it like you walk in, hey, I want to be a part of this group that goes to see the way. That's just not how it works. He says there used to be one that was like the Elk Lodge called Purple Gee, and everyone that did that had to wear a hat, and they had to walk in a straight line, and they went right to it and came right back, and everyone that fucked up the line is not in the group. He says, yes, I understand that, but what happened to them? He says, oh, they were farmed, which means they didn't follow their way exactly. This is exactly what it would appear to be, that whatever our group was before did not follow the way, and we no longer see the way because of some infrastructure or perhaps a war apartheid that broke out. And it's just been so long, no one sees it. People who hear him go, do you want to go to see the way? And that is apparently a joke he heard, and he did not like it. And he has been known to become violent and gay, according to it. It is said that he cannot go to see the way, and that because of this, many of the people that he sees saw it as an outlandish, racist, and blatant idea. How many people actually go to see the way, he says? So they think he's trying to build a case file that basically makes it so that no one can go to see the way unless he has seen them or something like this. You're not allowed to build a case file like this, he is told. He says, yes, but how am I going to put this together? And they figured out something very fast about this man. He is not that bright. And this whole thing with the Fermi paradox that he brings up, that's talked about, it's light years and things like that, it's just so the rhetoric can fit into it, and he is not that bright. But this is the way he pursues it. Everyone says this guy is pretty much a fucking Looney Tune, but he does this and people listen, and most of the stuff he says doesn't make any sense. And then you listen to it and you go, oh, he's talking about the way. And they go, well, that's how you're supposed to talk about the way, and this is the way he sees it. Yes, but his is like the racist way. And they laughed and they said, he must not see the way like this. He must not see it like it's racist towards him. How could he possibly have construed it this way? It's just nobody wants him. You can't tell by this kind of rhetoric that, that guy is unlikable. And this appears to be the case for the large portion of his edicts. No one can tell him he doesn't see the way, apparently. Apparently he is a very smart man and must be allowed to see the way so he can arrive to it. The math that he sees is usually like this. What he does when he sees the way is that none of them can possibly know what he sees. He must know what they see. They must all know the same way that they see. Everyone must know the way that they saw. This way will be the way that everyone sees. Everyone will be allowed to see the way when he sees the way, which was exactly how he will see what they all see. This has been known to have happened before at least one time, and they called it Lacoon, and Lacoon was a bad way. I would assume that he is former Lacoon just by his edicts being somewhat similar to the way that they saw it, but this is apparently not the case because we don't research things apparently. And so that would go on to a list of guessing, and they said, we don't know why this guy is like he is, but we don't like him that much, and his Fermi paradox is clearly outlandish, and it will never be proven, and it's only a theory. There was another one that came up at some point in time, and they go, he thinks that everyone that goes to see the way becomes a nucleic acid upon their return, and they are no longer who they were. In fact, they are a brain bug. This man says that everyone that goes to see the way becomes inhuman, is cloned out of a tube, and then all of a sudden they are no longer who they were, they are who they are. And this makes it so they don't see us the same. He says, and then we are not any way they perceive as having any value. At one point in time, they appear to have met, and they came up with an idea called Grabby. And it says that there is no way that we don't see who it was, but they don't perceive it the way we see it as having value. They think that everyone in their neighborhood is someone they can interpret. And this basically becomes the reason no one wants to live around them. And because of this, they see it as a way that people would move away from them because they don't want to be seen seeing the way. This would appear to be the truth because they both do not know the way. They don't know how to see anyone that sees the way, and they are both unintelligent buffoonets. Another thing that has come to light in these times, it would appear, is that the people that don't see the way appear to have a lower class opinion of people that do see the way. We tried to figure out exactly why he would go about doing this and not see a way. And then we see, you know what? I bet he knows someone that sees the way and he doesn't know how to do anything when he sees it. That would appear to be more likely cause is that they do know a way to go, but they do not know a way to say. And this is pretty much the way it's been for many that know the way that don't know anything because they always come up with some grand theorem. Her mother is something they are known to see, and this is a joke. They say, we don't know why they don't see their mother this way. And we have brought it up before that, if you see your mom like it was the way, we would not see a way. And they said, yeah, I can't go to my mom and make her make a tractor or anything like that. I don't know what you mean by that. Well, the interpretation that we have is that we see it as something that is good, and they only see it as something that is not good when they see it. Her house has no meaning, and this basically is what it was. And they know that if they went with something like the Elks Lodge or someplace that doesn't see the way, that if they went, they would eventually try to postal it, decide how it worked, and try to take it over. Many people that have talked about this theory before say, Pastafarism exists not far from you. Is it possible for you to contact them in any way? And they said, we don't see that way in any way. And it would appear that they do, they just choose not to go when they do, or they have already been banned from it, which is the most likely cause and effect of all these details in completion. We don't know why anyone would listen to any of these people, but you understand, we have made a large database about how they see the way that it is not any good to see. Well, I mean, I could keep reading this, but you understand.